Hi everyone, welcome back to Real Talk with Lady Dayane. In today's video, we'll be talking about how we can help children build their self-esteem.
I belong to you.
I belong to you.
In psychology, the term self-esteem is used to describe a person overall of self-worth or personal value. It's basically how much you appreciate yourself. It involves things such as your own appearance, your beliefs, your emotions, and your behavior. It's very important for us as parents to help our kids from a very young age develop self-esteem, because this will allow them to have a better relationship with themselves. So now let's see what children with good self-esteem are more likely to be compared to children with low or no self-esteem. Children with good self-esteem feel accepted, they feel love, they feel confident, they feel proud of what they can do, they think good things about themselves, and they believe in themselves. Now, children with no self-esteem or low self-esteem are more likely to be self-critical and very hard toward themselves. They will always feel like they're not as good as other kids. They will think more of the time that they fail than the time they succeed. They will have a lack of confidence, and they also doubt about things they can do, about their own capacities. So now we're gonna see 10 things that you can do to help your children to have good self-esteem. The very first thing as a parent we need to do to help our kids with self-esteem is to tell them and show them that we love them no matter what. We love them for who they are. When children feel loved and accepted, they feel more confident in doing things because they don't have the pressure to do things perfectly because they want to impress you. They also feel safe. They feel and they know that they have someone who cares for them. The second thing that you can do is to encourage your children. We need to encourage our children. Children will encounter situations where they will doubt themselves. We as parents, we need to motivate them, we need to encourage them, but please do not push them. We have to be patient while doing so. So it's like, for example, my daughter, sometimes she will tell me I'm too small to do something, or I'm not big enough, or I'm not strong enough. So I will just like sit with her and tell her that little by little we get better. You know, it's like I will tell her things like, sometimes you couldn't walk, you had to fall, try again until that you can walk today. Same thing with reading. She used to tell me she couldn't read, she would never be able to read. Same thing, I had to tell her and explain that life in general is a learning curve. We just try and try. If we don't try, we will never get things right. So we have to try and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So that's one thing that I like to do with her, and make sure that you tell them that it's okay to fail. The third thing that I think as parents we can do to help the kids develop self-esteem is to let them make choices. Why? Because this will help them to feel confident, to feel like they're capable of doing things on their own. And it's also a way for them to feel trust. They know that we trust them, we let them choose. But when I say let them choose, I don't mean do not give them any guidance, you know. Don't just wake up and say choose whatever you want to do. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna go well at all, I can tell you. But you can actually make the choice in advance, you know. For example, you pick 2 pairs of jeans and you tell them between those 2 jeans, which one would you like to wear? So basically you already know, you give them the choice between the 2 of them. So now the child will have to make a choice. When I go shopping with my daughter, I will tell her, you can pick a pack of cereal, but still I will give her some guidance. That's what I mean by let them make choices. Number 4, it's very important. And I think all the 10 points are very important anyways. Number 4 is to praise your kids. Praising your child make them feel noticed, you know. Make them feel loved by you, and make them feel like when they achieve something, you are proud of themselves. They know that you are proud of what they have done. Because most of the time, we will tell our kids off when they do something wrong, which is normal, it's part of education. But at the same time, if every time you take time To talk to your child is to tell them off. They feel like everything they do is wrong. They feel like they don't do anything good. But when you praise them, you have the balance of when they do something right, you also notice them. It's very, very, very important to do so. Praising your kids. No matter how small the achievement is, you praise them. They're able to do their shoelace, you praise them. They get a star in school because they did something good. You as parent, you praise them again. The teacher praised them for the work, but you notice them and you praise them. Praising your child is very important to do, because again, it's the balance between when you tell them off and when they do something good, you notice them as well. The fifth point of my list is to be a good role model. And in bringing up children, this is a very important point, is to be a role model. So you have to model the right attitude. You want them to be able to have good self-esteem. You have to show those things in your behavior as well. You want them to believe in themselves, you have to believe in yourself, because children learn a lot by our own behavior. We are a mirror for our kids. So whatever I want my daughter to feel like is whatever I have to project to her. I want her to feel confident. I want her to know that she can try everything that she wants to try. I want her to feel like she is unstoppable. So I have to have all those attitude in my own behavior. Sixth point is to ban harsh criticism. Why is it important to do so? It's because children absorb all the messages we feed them with. All the messages they hear about themselves, they will hold on to those messages and describe themselves as those messages. So every word that come from your mouth to go towards your child, or words that this child's gonna use to describe himself or herself with. So please take your time, deep breath, pick the words that you want to use with your child. It's very important. Nobody's perfect, you know. Out of anger, out of frustration, we may say things that are not too nice. But I'm telling you one thing is, when those things are out, they are out. You can't take them back. So before you throw them out there, just time out. That's what we have time out for. I use time out with my daughter, you know. I feel like I'm losing it, time out. Go into your bedroom. I will come to talk to you in 5 minutes. I will take 5 minutes for myself to figure out what words I'm going to use. Don't use things as, are you dumb? No. Why are you so stupid? A lot of people do it like it's just normal. Those things are not nice for a child to hear. Do you understand? And you always have to make the difference between your child is your child and the choice that you kids make are two different things. So it's not because they make a bad choice that make them a bad kid. So don't mix the two. It's very important to send good messages out to your kids. I will wake up and I will tell her, you are beautiful, because I want her to know that she is beautiful. I want her to believe that she is beautiful. She will make a mistake, I will tell her, you're not a bad child, but what you've done right now, it's very bad. So she knows that she's not bad, but this choice was a bad choice. The way you talk to your kids is very important. And I know I said it and I'm going to say it again. Choose your words. Time out for your child and time out also for yourself to think, and then come and pick the words. I use a lot of positive affirmation with my daughter because that's my way to feed her self-esteem. That's the way to feed any kid's self-esteem, is to use positive affirmation about who they are, about who you want them to be, about who you want them to know that they are. The seventh point is to give positive feedback and not bad feedback. When you give positive feedback to your children, it will help them to develop personally and it will help them to develop their self-esteem as well. When I say help them to develop personally, it's help them to know things, you know, to know better. And helping their self-esteem is helping their relationship with themselves, is helping the future person they're going to be. When your child goes through challenging, you sit down with them, you give them feedback. My daughter will be practicing writing, she will make mistakes. But before I talk about the mistake, I will tell her, well done for trying. I will tell her all the good things that she has done, and then I will give her some clear guidance for what she has done wrong. This will help them to not feel insecure about things that they are capable of doing. I also tell her all the time that every failure is a step towards victory. Every failure in anything that you do is a step towards victory. It's important to fail for you to be able to be better, for you to be able to learn from your mistakes. The 8th point is, for me, as a Black mother, Haitian mother, teaching my daughter about her origin is very important into building her self-esteem. Self-esteem is the relationship you have with yourself, is how you see yourself. And for you to be able to understand the physical part of who you are, you need to understand what makes those things possible. So I will tell her about our story as Haitian people, you know, as a Haitian person. I will tell her about my story, about my personal story, like my family story, but also the general story. Teaching the children about their origin is very important as well into helping them have a good relationship with themselves. Since I started talking about my daughter, who is only 6 years old, about things like Haiti, about my grandma, things that I remember, things that I know makes me a Black person in the world today, she's proud of that part, you know. She's proud, she loves her hair, she loves her skin complexion. This is all part of self-esteem, you know. People don't like what they see, people don't like their color. It's all parts of self-esteem. Is how much you value yourself, how much you appreciate yourself, how much you know yourself. So knowing where you came from, it's very important into understanding who you are. 9th point is to be a friend for your child. The younger you start this relationship, the younger you start teaching your kids about self-esteem, the better it is. Some people think that they need to have a barrier between their kids and themselves. And on the opposite side as well, some people don't know when, you know, to make the difference between I am actually your mother, I'm not your classmate. It's two different things. When I say be your kids' friends, be friendly with them, you know, be friendly, play with them, read story with them. That's how you build your own relationship with them, and that's how also you know them. You know things they like through stories, things they dislike through stories, playtime as well. So that's what I mean by be a friend. Be a friend, you know, sing with them at bath time, do things that kids like to do. That's what being a friend is. You know, be gentle, be patient, be your child's friend. But at the same time, they need to know boundaries between this is your mother, this is your father, and this is not your classmate. Some parents think that their kids should be scared of them. It is wrong. It is wrong. If your child is scared of you, you are in big trouble. And they are in big trouble themselves. They will not trust you. Whenever they go through things, they will just figure things out by themselves, which is not good. But when they trust you, they see a friend in you, they feel confident into talking to you. You understand? It's very important to be your kid's friend. A child should fear their parents but not be scared. When I say fear, it's more like for people who believe in God is you can't be scared of God because God is all good, but you need to fear God. This is the way I see it as parent to kid. It's more like, this is my mom, this is my dad, I love them, but I fear, you know, if I dare to do something that they will not be happy with. You need to have this fear, this wonder, but not being scared. You can't even breathe when your parent is there. It's no, it's a no for me. I am my daughter's friend. She calls me best friend. Obviously she's only 6, it's different. But when you have this type of relationship from a very, very, very young age, it just grows with you and your kids. The last point, last but not least, is to be in your child's life by having time for them. This is the last point, but this is actually the very first point you need to do. How would you be able to do all those things that we've been talking about if you don't have time for your kids? You would not be able to do so. You need to take time to be your parent. Whatever happened for your kids to be in your life, they should not feel unwanted. They should not feel like you don't have time for them. You need to adapt to that change of you being a parent, not the child. It's not the child's job to adapt to you. And most parents do that mistake. They feel like, this is my life, my child needs to adapt to my life. No, wrong, 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 wrong. This is a no, no. You have kids, it's for you to educate them. It's for you to be there for them. It's for you to teach them. How can you do those things if you're not there? How can a teacher teach your class by not being there? It's not possible. It's the same thing for you. You are your kids' first teacher of everything. You teach them how to believe in themselves. You teach them how to grow. You teach them how to take risk. And you do all those things by being there. So that was my last point of that talk. I choose to talk about this subject because as a person, you know, as an adult now, when I go back to my own life of what it was like when I was a child, there are a lot of things for me that could have been different in my adult life if only I really had good self-esteem. This is why I decided to make this video. Like I said, nobody's perfect. We're all learning, unlearning, you know, keep trying. But as parents, it's our job. It's our job to help our kids develop good self-esteem in order to be a person in society, in order to be a teacher, in order to be a president, in order to be somebody. You need to have a relationship with yourself. And this is something that starts with you as a child with good self-esteem. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please let me know. Remember to leave me a thumbs up, share this video with a friend. You never know, maybe you knew everything that I talk about today, but someone else may not know or trying to figure it out as a young parent or a future parent. So please do share. Until next time.